the L&T numbers are out. It has handed a rather strong set of numbers for the second quarter. The company has reported over 72% jump year-on-year in quarterly profits, which came in at 3,855 crores. Now, handily beating the street expectations. Now, meanwhile, the revenue rose about 19% to 51,024 crore rupees compared to last year. At the group level, L&T has received orders worth 89,153 crores, and the company said it remains cautiously optimistic considering the recent geopolitical developments, and added that the prospect pipeline for the next 6 to 8 months looks rather encouraging. And then we are joined by Gaurang Shah, who's the Senior Vice President, Geodreeth Financials. Gaurang, so L&T has handed over a rather strong set of numbers coming in, 72% jump in profits, a good strong order book. What is your sense? What is your first take on the numbers that just came out?
So, firstly, a disclosure, since we are talking about L&T, we have a fundamental coverage on L&T from a long-term point of view, and I think all numbers that the company has exhibited are better than what the street has estimated and even we had estimated. My sense is that with the kind of order book they have got fired across all cylinders, I don't think it's going to be difficult for L&T to deliver going forward from here on. My sense is that, now with the capex also picking up, you might have more stronger order book going into the future. Because of state election and general election next year, maybe the government order might go in for a little bit of slow space, but that's immediate short to medium term. Otherwise, on the numbers, I don't think there is any point where I can say that there is a downtick. I think on all parameters, they have delivered quite well.
Quickly go across and cut into the con call that's happening.
We can never be very sure. We'll have to watch the developments very closely. And we are keeping our ears to the ground. But as we speak now, I think we have not had any adverse impact on our execution or the prospect pipeline. Second, as far as domestic is concerned, I think the domestic order intake, in terms of percentages, since the international orders are large by nature, they tend to be lumpy and they tend to distort the percentages. So if you move away just from second quarter's performance, where really 67-68% of the orders came from international markets, if you move away from this lumpy distortion, on a half-year basis, domestic orders have grown by 15% as compared to H1 of the previous year. We do believe that the programs that India is working on will continue. Of course, there is an event risk in terms of elections coming up next year. Early part, maybe in the summer of next year. So we'll have to wait and watch. And as we announced at the beginning of the year, we are treating this year more like a 9-10 month year rather than a 12-month year, because there could be some code of conduct, etc., implemented depending on when the elections get announced. So there could be potentially some disruption, but some of the deferments that we have seen in the domestic orders, we expect those to sort of get unlocked in the next 3 to 4 months. So we are hopeful about the pace of domestic orders. Obviously, the scale and size of international orders being what they are, they will not be comparable. India puts out much smaller orders and more frequently than in Middle East. But we have to take that as part of par for the course insofar as our planning is concerned.
All right, we have sector analyst Lisa, who's standing by, joining in with all. Take it away.
Yes, so good numbers were expected from L&T, and they have delivered a good set of numbers. The numbers came in more than what the street estimated. Talking about the revenue, that was up 19.3% on year-on-year basis, and it came bang on with what was expected by the street as well as ET Now poll. Even the EBITDA, that was up around 14.5% on year-on-year basis, and it was 4% more than what ET Now poll had estimated. Margin also was anticipated at around 10.5%. It came higher than what was expected at around 11%. Net profit also, that was up at around 45%. So all in all, revenue was in line and PAT and EBITDA that beat the estimates. Now, the management said that the international revenue and order that is seeing quite a dominant strength over the domestic orders. While the domestic orders that saw a subdued growth, but international revenue that stood at around 43% versus 36% of what it stood last year. And even the order book, the order inflow that came in at around 89,000 crore versus what it was quite higher than what was estimated by us at around 68,000 crore. Even the international order comprised at around 67% of the total order inflow. Well, the chairman and MD S.N. Subramaniam, he said that they are cautiously optimistic considering the recent geopolitical tensions, but however they remain quite optimistic about the projects going forward, especially in the oil and gas industrialization and energy transition projects in the GCC region, and they expect the sustained buoyancy of services as well as Indian government's trust on capex that to continue. So all in all, good set of numbers delivered by L&T.